Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for the 9th of February. I think I'll start with some stocks. We were looking at iron ore and iron ore stocks. I think that's where as I mentioned yesterday, that's where the momentum was going to be. So this is iron ore just on 100 ticks, but sort of coming back over January and February through this time period, and we'd been noted this correction here as an A and a B and a C, and then we've got this impulse to the upside. So we've hit on 1000, so 1 is the strongest number in the market. Obviously this is the balance line through here, so we can expect some sort of little dance across here below, a reaction from the level, then moving above it, and so on and so on. So we're going to see that vibration across here, but eventually we're going to see it as support, because I can see this as an impulse wave. I'm just looking at the third wave here now. We've got, that's a fourth wave and that's a fifth wave here. It's funny, okay, that's where that's come from. I'll talk about that later. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So yeah, so we've got, this is going to push up here eventually and give us that first high above the level, and the first high above the level is the entry point. But we're not really worried about the entry point here in terms of trading this. We're more interested in the stocks that it's moving. So I want to have a look at Australian BHP. So what we were short here, right, and you may have covered at 40. You always get a bounce at number 3. Wherever you see a 3, it's always the top of group 1. So I'm sure I would have talked about that. But either way, we've been moving our stop down here, and we kept on moving it down, and now we're triggered out. So we can remove these. So we don't need that. We can put that up there. Now, we don't need that stop, but at the same time, we were triggered in half a position on the long side here. So we're going to bring that down, and I'm going to bring it under this low here, because if that's an impulse there, that will be 5 waves, and this will be the corrective wave. So technically, we shouldn't be breaching that low there again. So that's a nice place for the stop. So we've got this half a position here on that high there, and we'll also look to go long above this high here as well, but we'll have a full position in that point, and then we can also add a little bit further up here. So this move down through here currently is an A and a B and a C wave through here, so we're looking for a move straight up, but we have to be careful. What we want to see here is, well, an impulse wave, another impulse wave. So we have to move past, well, the 50-60% retracement level. One of the other important levels here is 46.50. That's going to be an important level, but we're also going to meet the, I'm going to use the 61.8% on this one here first. So that's where the problem's going to be in here. So we could be stuck here this week for that. We'll see. That's okay, we just got to sit tight a little bit here. If it's going to fail, that's where it's going to fail from. It's going to be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, and fail, and then move down from that point. But I don't think that's the case, because we're seeing iron ore move to the upside, as I just mentioned. So we're seeing that start of a trend. We'll just check on US BHP. Okay, so we've triggered in long here in a couple of ways. So you may be long on the break of the trend line here, and you may be long, well, it gapped up and opened in that thing. So yeah, we're seeing increased volume on that move. We could look at this as an A and a B and a C wave down here, so we can continue to see that push to the upside there. So yes, I do have 5 waves on here as such, but that's sort of okay at this stage. I'll just monitor things for a little while. I mean, this is my conservative count, and we'll just see how this progresses here in terms of volume and wave count, but I'll give it a couple of days before I go to the intraday and start pulling it apart. I'll probably get a position in myself today, maybe in the local BHP. So yeah, we want to have a look at RIO. So we looked at being long in Rio. We had a really tight stop on it here on the turn. We've also got this ABC pattern here. Now, it could be wrong. It could be down for 1 and back for 2 and down for 1 and back for 2. That's possible. And in this case, if we take this distance, this top and this bottom here, we're right on the 61.8%. So it'd be nice to sort of blast through that today and move up here a little bit higher at that point. You could move the stop a bit closer now for this. Yeah, it can go under there. That should be okay. Right, and FMG, can't forget Fortescue. And we also had a tight entry here as well. And we got the same pattern down here as the ABC. So this ABC down through here is really what we've been looking at with iron ore. On my iron ore chart. So this is a tick chart, but that's the ABC correction that we're looking at. So it may get more complicated, but it's nice that we have this impulse wave here. I haven't pulled it apart completely, but I can see that it's impulsive rather than corrective. So that's heading in the up direction. So that's all good there. So FMG is looking okay at this stage as well. We could move the stop up, but I'll just check on the intraday first with all of that. If this is corrective here, then we'll be leaving the 25 and we'll be going up to the 30. And it is a wave 4, but I'll just pop it in there. It could get more complicated. You just don't know with these things with wave 4s. Yeah, so we had a good trade in here before. We were long all the way through here and we took profit or a percentage here and we kept our stop out of the way and just kept on moving it up. So we had a good trade out of this one. So we'll see how we go with this. We want to be counting 5 waves wherever this takes us here, and then we'll be looking to exit that. And okay, so with that in mind, I think I've sort of covered those. I do want to cover the Aussie dollar as well. It's part of the mining, some mining dollar. So yeah, we've got this correctional pattern happening in line with the commodities. So we can look, I won't go into this too much, but basically an A and a B and 5 waves down here for wave C. So we looked at being long here. You could also put wave C here, finishing on this low here as well, but I won't do that just yet. But what you'll need to be mindful of is that any stop would need to be, and it may not pull all the way back here, I'd probably doubt it, but there is 5 waves in this, in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So I think at worst we'll see some sort of ABC pattern coming back and then moving up from that point, but it shouldn't drop below where we are here now. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to bring this out of the way here and just give it a splash of red. Yeah, I mean, we're also seeing, we looked at the DXY yesterday as well in the gold video, and we're looking at that rally. We're looking for a 4th wave rally in the DXY, and that had completed and started moving down. So that's all good there. So it's all kind of fitting together quite nicely. But let's go in and now and have a look at the Australian dollar. I did notice something on the iron ore that I needed to look at again. Just bear with me a second, because I've got this problem on the ASX where okay, I'll just put that to the side for one moment. Okay, so with the ASX here, we're looking at wave 4 being here, then wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we're looking for a move further up into the 72, which I think the 72, you know how much I like the 72, but I think, it was the old high over here for wave B over here, like pretty much spot on. But then again too, the double tops are never the end of a bull trend as well, okay? So we're in a bullish market. So this market could just, I may have the count wrong, and it could just continue to climb to the upside, but I've kind of weaved it in with the S&P and the NASI and all the rest of it because they'll all turn together. So that's what I've done in that regard. But in the meantime, we've still got a bullish market to play with. So in this case here, we're looking for 5 waves up. Let's go in and take a closer look at this. So first of all, it's probably not the case, but I'm counting this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Now, it's possible that because we made a new high above here, that we could put wave 5 here for this. I don't think it's the case. We'd have to see a pretty strong collapse for that to occur. So what we're looking at here is 5 waves up. Now this wave 2 pullback here is starting to bother me a lot because, let's go in and I'll explain why. Probably not the best page to look at. So we don't need that wave 5 there. So yeah, I mean, what I need to do here is I need to change things around a little bit. We don't need that. I need to move that 3, 4 and 5. See, I was counting this up here as wave 1 here, wave 2 here, wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and then wave 5. And I had wave 5 sitting right there. So we'd be looking for an ABC pattern coming into here. I just want to show you where I'm wrong, so to speak. So I had this 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. Maybe my mistake's in here. No, it's too small. But my problem is here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So yesterday we looked at this being the high here, but we also mentioned that, well, if that high gets taken out, then we can also go long from that point. So let's just go to the 15-minute chart and just check on this. This is where we were. So we had 1, 2. Now this is, where have I made a mistake, do you think? It's just made a new high. So it's just going to continue to climb. So you've definitely got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So that takes care of that wave 5 there. And 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I'm right. It's just got this small correction here. The only other thing I can think of here is that we would be looking at from wave 4 here as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then sort of heading up for 3, 4 and 5 here. So, the normal thing that we look for, this 69 here is the closest largest number. So the thing is we always look for the classic trading levels pattern, which is the arrival, the reaction in 3 waves, the first high above the level, and then the ABC pattern. So I'm thinking that what we could do if we're going to have another long trade, copy that, is to put that over here. So we'll just be a little bit patient with this now. We'll just see how it plays out. So at the moment, the closest largest number, the 69 here, is the resistance. And we need it as support. And then that would verify the fact that we're going to be moving up higher. And this ABC pattern here may be this ABC pattern here. So I'm not going to do anything today with this. I just wanted to point out I was aware of it yesterday when we counted 5 waves up here, but then we also noted that this looks corrective, so it's pushing up even higher. It hasn't, even if I counted this as 1 and 2 here, I can't look at this as wave 3 because it's too small. So there's something else going on here with all of this. So I'm just going to wait and to see that it'll dance across the top here. And when it sits on support, well, then we'll look to add to the position. But based on iron ore, this is where the trend is coming from. So based on iron ore and the Australian dollar, that's where the interest is coming from. That's what's driving this. So we know that iron ore's got to get through that $1,000 point, and that's going to be a bit of a headache. That's going to reflect back into the 6.9 with this. So I just think hold on to your horses, and it's going to vibrate across here a bit. Let's just let it do that, and we'll pick it up when it becomes the support. But if you've got long positions, then you're on the right side of the market. So all you need to do is hold on to that. If you need to reduce, then reduce. And yeah, now would be the time to reduce. Well, not quite just yet, because this high here, this A, B, C here, it may be down for 1, back for 2, down for 1 and back for 2 and down again. But if that high there gets taken out, then we're going to be going up above the level here, and then we're going to have our correction. Okay, so yeah, I'd just stay long at this particular point because that looks like it's going to be breached here. Just double checking what I've done. Unless that's just 3 waves up here, unless that's like wave 3 here, an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, and then that's 5 here, that could be the case. I'm not going to move it, I'm just going to copy it for this point. But if that gets taken out there, then that's going to cancel that out as well. So we'll just wait, see, just wait and see. All I can say is that we're in a bullish trend. Iron ore's at resistance. Iron ore's driving this price, this market, the ASX, and what's going to happen at the $1,000 mark with iron ore is going to be reflected back in at the 6,900 for the ASX. Didn't finish off in a nice 5 waves down here, by the way, but maybe we've got a triangle here in wave B that could accommodate that. But what we want to do now to confirm the trend is really have that 1,000 as the support, and I think that's going to be the case because we've got an impulse wave to the upside. So that's the good news. So we should see something like this here, and then up from that point, taking out this high here. So we're in a good space. We're at the right place at the right time. Alrighty, enough waffling. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.